In a tragic turn of events that shook the nation, Kenya's military chief, Gen. Francis Ogolla, along with 9 other senior military officers, met their untimely demise in a horrifying helicopter crash. The suddenness of this occurrence rendered a country in shock, as a routine mission in the northwest turned fatal, claiming the lives of some of Kenya's most esteemed military personnel. Among the deceased was Brig Swale Saidi and Cole Duncan Keatoney, both respected figures within the military establishment. The helicopter, carrying these brave souls, crashed shortly after takeoff, caught fire, and resulted in a devastating scene that will forever be etched in our collective memory. President William Ruto, in a televised address, expressed his deep sorrow over the loss of these valiant individuals who had dedicated their lives to the service of the nation. He acknowledged the immense contribution of Gen. Ogolla, a 4-star general who had served in the military for nearly 40 years and was due to retire next year. The president, understanding the magnitude of this loss, announced 3 days of national mourning as a mark of respect for the departed souls. This dark day in our history marks the first time a Kenyan military chief has died in office. In the wake of this devastating event, an immediate investigation was launched to unravel the circumstances surrounding the fatal crash. A nation was in shock, its heart heavy with grief, as it mourned the loss of General Francis Ogolla, the military chief, along with 9 other brave souls. The tragic helicopter crash had left a void in the country's defense forces that seemed almost impossible to fill. The government, with President William Ruto at the helm, understood the urgency and gravity of the situation. An investigation team was promptly assembled, comprising the nation's top aviation experts and military strategists. Their mandate was clear: to delve deep into the incident, scrutinize every detail, and bring the truth to light. The team was tasked with a Herculean challenge, not just due to the complexity of the incident, but also because of the volatile emotions running high across the nation. The crash had occurred shortly after takeoff in the northwest of Kenya, in a remote area that made the investigation even more challenging. But the team pressed on, undeterred, their resolve fueled by the need for answers. The impact of the incident extended far beyond Kenya's borders, touching the hearts of many around the world. Condolences poured in from various international bodies. The African Union Commission, recognizing the valor of the officers who had been on a mission to address banditry in the North Rift region, offered their heartfelt condolences. This tragedy, following a similar incident in June 2021, had rattled the global fraternity, making the truth even more crucial. The investigation team, fully aware of these sentiments, was determined to leave no stone unturned. They knew they were not just investigating a crash. They were peeling back the layers of an event that had ended the career of a 4-star general who had served the military for nearly 40 years and was due to retire the following year. They were seeking justice for 9 other military officers who had lost their lives in the line of duty. They were carrying the hopes of a nation yearning for closure. With the nation's eyes on them, the investigation team embarked on their quest for answers. Their journey was not going to be easy, but they were committed to unveiling the truth, come what may. The story of their investigation was just beginning to unfold. As the investigation progressed, a series of facts began to emerge, shedding light on the tragic event. In the heart of Africa, in the remote northwest region of Kenya, investigators faced a daunting task. The crash site, a desolate stretch of land, presented its own unique set of challenges. Yet, the team forged on, steadfast in their mission to unearth the truth. Technical data from the wreckage began to paint a picture of the helicopter's final moments. The aircraft had gone down shortly after takeoff, but the reasons for this were still unclear. The team meticulously examined every fragment, every scorched piece of metal, every shred of evidence, hoping to find clues that would lead them to answers. The black box, though damaged, held valuable information about the flight. Experts worked round the clock, extracting and analyzing the data, piecing together the puzzle of the fatal flight. Witness testimonies were collected from those who had seen the helicopter's final descent. Their accounts, though varied, all spoke of a sudden plunge, a burst of flames, and then silence. The impact of the crash had been so intense that the helicopter had caught fire, claiming the lives of all 10 individuals on board. Among the victims was General Francis Ogolla, a seasoned military officer due to retire the following year, and his fellow officers, who were on a mission to address banditry in the region. Their loss was not just a blow to the military, but also to the nation they had devoted their lives to serving. As for the preliminary conclusions, the investigators were careful not to speculate. The helicopter's maintenance records were scrutinized, the weather conditions were considered, and even the possibility of foul play was not ruled out. The investigation was thorough, leaving no stone unturned. While the investigation continued to reveal more about the incident, the nation held its breath for the final report. The mystery surrounding the crash that claimed the lives of 10 of Kenya's finest remained, for now, unsolved. But the investigators were determined to find the answers, not just for the sake of closure, but also to honor the memory of the fallen. After days of relentless work, the investigation team finally released their report, providing much-awaited answers to a grieving nation. The helicopter crash, which claimed the lives of military chief Gen Francis Ogolla and 9 others, was found to be a tragic result of mechanical failure exacerbated by inclement weather. The report detailed how a critical system malfunction occurred shortly after takeoff, a fault that was undetectable during the pre-flight checks. Compounding the issue, the rapidly deteriorating weather conditions in the northwest of the country left the crew with little time or visibility to troubleshoot or execute an emergency landing. The findings sparked a wave of reactions across the nation. There was sorrow, of course, but also a sense of closure. The mystery that shrouded the tragic event had lifted, replaced by the stark reality of a mechanical fault and relentless nature. But in the face of this adversity, the military and the nation rose to the occasion. The report's findings resulted in immediate changes in the military's maintenance and pre-flight procedures to improve the detection of such faults in the future. There was a vow, a promise. This incident would serve as a harsh lesson, a catalyst for change, and not just another statistic in the annals of history. The aftermath saw a surge in tributes pouring in for those who had fallen. They were remembered not just as officers of the military, but as fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters. Their sacrifice, while heartrending, was not in vain. It had brought about significant change, and in doing so, had protected countless lives in the future. In the face of tragedy, the nation found strength in truth, honoring the fallen by ensuring their sacrifice was not in vain.